story is about the evolution of the relationship between me and my stepmother. So the first time I met my stepmom, I was nervous. I didn't know she was going to become my stepmom, but over time I have come to realize that she's brought more to my life than I could have ever thought one person could bring. So the first instant that I met her, my siblings and I went with my dad, and we were helping some of his friends move to a new house. And we were at their new house, and he said, "You're going to go with this random person, and you're going to go clean their old house." Neither of those two things sounded very entertaining, like going with a stranger and cleaning. No. So Betty told us that after we got done cleaning, we would go to the chief. So we all got in a car, and she was like, "You know what? We're going to go to the chief first." So instantly, that made her like a lot cooler. So we went to the chief, and I got my usual regular cone, peanut butter, and I was sitting there and I was eating it. I was about 5, and I had to tie my shoe, and I had gotten all the way down to the very bottom of the cone, but I still had some left. So I handed it to my brother, and I said, "Will you please hold this? Don't eat it." I bent down and I tied my shoe, and I looked up, and he was eating the bottom of my ice cream cone. It took him 10 years to give me back the bottom of an ice cream cone. And so then we left the chief and we went to the old house, and it turned out we only had 5 minutes to clean, so we didn't even have to clean, which made her even cooler. And then somewhere along the way, we started having individual nights at her house. We would go over and we would eat and play games like Dutch Blitz, and we would talk to her in Pig Latin because she was fluent in Pig Latin, which was really awesome. And we all really liked her, like me and my siblings. And so one time I got to go over to her house and they didn't, and they got really mad at me, even though it wasn't my fault. And so then other times we would go over as a family and we would roast marshmallows over her fire and sit around and talk as a family. And we thought she was really cool. And then somewhere along the ways, they decided they were going to get married, my dad and my stepmom. And so they bought a house together, and Betty lived there for a couple of months before we moved in while we finished school. And so I switched schools. I was in the same district, but a different elementary. And it was a good switch because my old elementary school had a lot of drama, even though it was only 3rd grade. And I also noticed that when my dad was around Betty, he was a lot nicer, and he was more fun to be around. Now I visit her every weekday because she works on campus. And it's nice because I don't feel like I'm hanging on to my family because she's not like my mom or my dad. And so I can just go see her and not feel like I'm hanging on to my past. Also, I don't see her as a mom because she doesn't try to be. She lets my dad say no, and she kind of just goes with the flow and gives us advice. And I really appreciated that. Like, I don't need a second mom. I already have one. I see her more as a mentor and a friend because we've done stuff together, like gone to midnight premieres of the Hunger Games, and she's always asking for advice, and I'm always asking for advice, and it's just a mutual relationship rather than a kinship. And she's always there to talk. Like, anytime I need something, I can go to her and ask her. Also, she's very wise. I've come to realize that she always deals with situations extremely maturely. Like, she takes a step back and analyzes the whole situation and then makes a decision. She's always kind. She's willing to share and give without hesitation. And I've never seen her mad, like, ever. And all of these things have kind of influenced me to try to be like that. I want to give without hesitation and analyze before I react. Another thing that's awesome about Betty is that she's like the best cook ever. I've never had food that has been better. Like, not even my grandmas can cook better than that. And she's been one of the largest blessings of my life. Just her being here and me being able to talk to her has just made me realize how much better of a person I can be and how much better of a person I want to be. And so, as of today, I consider her my role model. And she's the reason I want to be a nicer person and just a well-rounded person. And she continues to influence my life through everything that she does. Thank you for listening.